A house up in flames after a destructive fire in High Point.
And an off-duty Charlotte officer helps bring new life into the world.
These stories and more, All Access starts right now. Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of HPU All Access. I'm Reese Allen.
And I'm Reese Harnett. First, let's head over to Christy Haber with the weather.
Thanks, Reese. I'm Christy Rebar here to give you a look at our weather. First, taking a look at our headlines, you can see that temperatures are going back into the high 60s and 70s, but we do have a few storms tomorrow and next Tuesday. Going into our 7-day forecast, we can see that tomorrow, Thursday, is going to be a high of 71 with a low of 49. Friday and Saturdays are going to be a little bit cooler with highs of 63 and lows of 36 and 45. Then finally, Sunday and Monday are going to be a little bit warmer with highs of 68 and 69 and lows of 39 and 49. Then finally, Tuesday as our warmest days with highs of 74 and 78 with lows of 60. That's all for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Little more than the skeleton of a High Point home stood after a fire ripped through it Monday evening. At about 5:56 p.m., crews responded to a fire at the once yellow and brown house near the corner of Lake Avenue and Grace Street. Units were on the scene within 2 minutes, and the High Point Fire Department says they were able to put the fire out quickly once they arrived. While the original home could not be saved, the surrounding buildings and area received no damage. At this moment, there is no word on whether or not there were people inside of the home at the time of the fire.
3 Greensboro food trucks were robbed within 24 hours of each other earlier this week. Greensboro police believe the robberies are connected and happened between 8 and 11 p.m. before the food trucks closed. The first food truck to be robbed was Taqueria El Torito on Randleman Road on March 24th. The next day, Taqueria El Ferrito on East Bessemer Avenue and 123 Tacos on Westgate City Boulevard were both robbed by who's believed to be the same customer. Surveillance videos show the man wearing a yellow hat as he eventually pulls out a gun on the food truck. No one was hurt in these robberies, and the Greensboro police have yet to identify this man.
Now let's head over to campus update reporter Grant Hines to hear the latest about what's going on at HPU. Grant?
HPU's campus is there are lots of opportunities to get outside, eat, socialize, and have fun. I'm Grant Hines, and this is your campus update. Before we look at what's happening for the rest of the week, I want to point out that last Thursday, another HPU in residence member, Bob Ryan, stopped by HPU to answer questions from Q News Network students Wendell Epps and Ben Membrino about the changing landscape of the sports reporting industry, his tips for success, and of course, Tom Brady's unsurprising return to the NFL. To watch the full interview, go to qnewsnetwork.wordpress.com. This past weekend, students, family members, and music fanatics packed the Pauling Theater on HPU's campus as HPU Vision aired the second annual HPU's The Voice competition. And the show got a little interactive this year as fans voted for who would be moving forward out of a pool of eliminated contestants during the course of the show. Seniors Jackson Barnes and Shane Maggard came back hot not only during the audience save, but to win it all. Congratulations to them, and we thank all of the contestants for their entertainment. Now coming up this week, if popcorn, snow cones, cotton candy, funnel cakes, and treats of the like please your palate, then the Spring Carnival is the place to be this Friday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. CAT, in conjunction with SGA, are hosting for the second year in a row a celebration you won't forget. Besides food, there will also be rides for you to enjoy and lots of opportunity to socialize in between. And before you go, remember to leave your own food and backpacks in your dorms as they will not be allowed in. If you'd rather stay in this weekend, the Wannick Cinema will be showing an encore presentation of hit movies starting with action thriller Protégé on Thursday at 9, DC Comics film Joker on Friday at 9, and on Saturday, Protégé will be showing again at 8. And to end the weekend, on Sunday, Joker will be showing again at 3 p.m., and then catch star-studded war film Troy at 7 p.m. And lastly, after waiting all semester, the spring concert lineup was finally announced this week with 3-time platinum-selling band The Plain White T's headlining. They're anticipated to perform their hit classics like Hey There Delilah and 1, 2, 3, 4 in the new Cuban Arena, which will be the first time a student concert will rock the space. A fan favorite for students, including Mac Jenkins, an HPU grad student who will be the opening act for the Plain White Tees. The highly anticipated annual event will take place on April 8th. Doors will open at 7 p.m. and more details are to come soon about ticketing. I'm Grant Hines, and that is your campus update for this week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, there's a lot of different things to look forward to this week. I mean, the thing that I'm most looking forward to has got to be the fair. I had so much fun last year. They had like axe throwing. They had a real like Ferris wheel on campus on the promenade. So I think it's just going to be even better.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I did not get to make it to the last one, so of course I'm going to make it this time.
All right, good. You're making up for it.
I'll be honest. The concert, I cannot wait. I mean, I love the Plain White Tees, and the fact that we've got, granted a grad student, but a student, coming to open up for them is, I think, so
It's going to
cool.
be awesome, and I'm excited for it to be in the new arena. I saw the fall concert, the parents' weekend in there, but I'm excited to see what it's going to be like with all students.
Yeah, me too. Well, thanks for the update, Grant. Over to you, Will.
Thanks, guys. Coming back from the break, we'll hear all about baseball's recent series win as well as what's in works with HPU lacrosse. Stay tuned. All Access will be right back.
How am I going to pay for this?
America, land of the free. It's at the core of who we are. Freedom. The freedom to live without fear, to drive through all 50 states, to sleep safely in our own beds, the freedom to jog where we please, to watch birds in the park, to wear a hoodie, the freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because no matter your religion, gender, disability, age, race, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Myth. I can party with people as long as they don't have symptoms. That myth is false. As we've seen, up to 40% of people who have COVID-19 are asymptomatic and can pass it on to others. So I'd recommend avoiding any social parties, especially indoor ones. If you want to try to socialize but reduce your risk, I'd recommend meeting outside in small groups, continuing to wear a mask, and socially distancing from others if you can. Then together, we can keep COVID-19 out of school.
For ways to keep your community safe, go to backtoschooltogether.com.
Welcome back to All Access. Our sports reporter, Will O'Brien, has the latest on what's happening in the world of HPU athletics. Tell us what's up, Will.
Thanks, Reese. I'm Will O'Brien here with your HPU sports update. On the diamond, the Panthers faced Winthrop in a Big South Conference in a three-day triple header, ending with a 5-4 victory in Game 1, a 3-2 victory in Game 2, and a 10-9 loss in Game 3. The team did suffer a 7-0 shutout loss against Elon yesterday, but they were about to take on the University of South Carolina Upstate in a new triple header with Game 1 starting this Friday at 6 p.m., Game 2 on Saturday at 4 p.m., and Game 3 on Sunday at 2 p.m. Come out and support the baseball team as they take on UNCG this upcoming Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the Willard Stadium. In lacrosse, the men's team pulled out an 18-8 win over Detroit Mercy and are now set to take on Jacksonville this Saturday at noon. The women's team fell short in an 11-10 loss versus Liberty, but will be taking on Wilford this Saturday at 2 p.m. and Winthrop next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Both the men's and women's track and field teams reached the finals in the rally relays and are now scheduled to take on Versatile Meeting this Friday and Duke Invitationals next Thursday. That's all I have for your sports update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Will. Now we're joined at the desk by political correspondent Hannah Hutter. Hannah?
Thanks, Reese.
First, in this week's politics update, President Joe Biden announced a new minimum tax that will target billionaires as part of his budget request for 2023. What is being called the Billionaire Minimum Income Tax would initiate a 20% minimum tax on all U.S. households worth more than $1 million, which is about 0.01% of Americans. If initiated, the tax would reduce the national deficit by around $360 billion over the course of the next decade. This is also a part of Biden's plan to cut the spending gap by $1.3 trillion. President Biden is a capitalist and believes that anyone should be able to become a millionaire or a billionaire, the White House said in a statement on Monday. Quote, he also believes that it is wrong for America to have a tax code that results in America's wealthiest households paying a lower tax rate than working families. With the proposal, the top households in America would be required to pay a tax rate of at least 20% on their full income or their wage income and unrealized gains combined. If they do not pay this 20% on their income, they will owe a top-up payment that would make up the difference to meet the minimum. As of right now, it is unclear whether Democrats will approve of Biden's new plan. Now, back in High Point, a $1 million grant will provide aid to members of Thrive High Point Minority Entrepreneurship Initiative, a program that provides minority and women entrepreneurs additional training and networking opportunities. The High Point City Council accepted the grant from the North Carolina Department of Commerce. Dr. Brielle Henderson Hatch, executive director of Thrive High Point, told Fox 8, quote, we know we want to plug more money into our business coaching and counseling where our businesses actually get to sit down and work one-on-one with subject matter experts who do business coaching. High Point has already received the first $750,000 and the remaining $250,000 will be sent during the second quarter this year. The funds do have to be spent by July 1st, 2023 unless an extension is requested and granted by North Carolina. High Point University gave Thrive $500,000 while the Guilford Board of Commissioners gave $100,000 to start the initiative that began in the summer of 2021.
Well, thanks for the update, Hannah. Coming back from break, an act of roadside kindness in Charlotte.
And we hear from one of the winners of HPU's The Voice. All Access will be right back. Stay with us.
How am I going to pay for this?
Myth. I can party with people as long as they don't have symptoms. That myth is myth. I can party with people as long as they don't have symptoms. That myth is false. As we've seen, up to 40% of people who have COVID-19 are asymptomatic and can pass it on to others. So I'd recommend avoiding any social parties, especially indoor ones. If you want to try to socialize but reduce your risk, I'd recommend meeting outside in small groups, continuing to wear a mask, and socially distancing from others if you can. Then together, we can keep COVID-19 out of school.
For ways to keep your community safe, go to backtoschooltogether.com.
America, land of the free. It's at the core of who we are. Freedom. The freedom to live without fear, to drive through all 50 states, to sleep safely in our own beds, the freedom to jog where we please, to watch birds in the park, to wear a hoodie, the freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because no matter your religion, gender, disability, age, race, all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter.
Welcome back to All Access. It's time for this week's Student Spotlight. Let's head over to Shreya Rana with today's special guest.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Student Spotlight. I'm Shreya Rana and tonight I am joined by Shane Maggard. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So I want to congratulate you on being the winner of the second voice, you and Jackson. I know Jackson couldn't be here tonight, but what made you want to get involved in the first place?
With The Voice?
Yes.
Oh, me and Jackson just decided to do it
For fun. It is our last year here at High Point, and we just wanted to duet together for one last time before we graduate.
How did you pick your songs?
Well, we picked our finale song because we are celebrating Stephen Sondheim in our musical theater scenes. And sadly, I was sick the week before and lost my voice, and we had to change our song last minute, actually. So that was terrifying and exciting. And we worked with our coaches and with Emma to pick Always Remember Us This Way for the battle song.
That's awesome. So I know you and Jackson do theater. How was it getting up and performing in front of that audience instead of doing a show?
So the difference between performing in front of a live audience in a theater setting versus a concert setting, I would say, is quite different because you have a character in a theater setting. So you have a character that you've worked on for months, and you're have that background, versus when you're just doing a song, you still have that character there, but it's also, you have to portray yourself. So it is, it is Shane and Jackson singing this song and not our characters and us completely going away. So.
And then lastly, how did it feel to lose the battle, come back, and then sing again and win? Like, how did that feel?
Well, for us, I know it was a little disappointing when we lost the battle, but it was really amazing having the audience vote. So it was just like a roller coaster of emotions that whole entire night. So it was wonderful and it was exciting, and having the support of everyone back at home, on and off campus, knowing that that they were rooting for us and supporting us, and watching us on the live stream and in person on stage was just wonderful. And it was overall just like a very wonderful experience, and I'm very, very glad that me and Jackson were able to do it. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations on winning
you.
again. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Back to you, Reese.
Thanks, Shreya. Now it's time to hear all the inside scoop on all things entertainment with reporter Cassandra Jenkins. Cassandra?
This week in entertainment is all about the Oscars. Viewers tuned in to find out who won awards for their movies and music. What they got was more than anyone expected. Awards that highlighted minorities of race and disabilities were overshadowed by Will Smith's memorable defense of his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Chris Rock, a big-time comedian, included Jada Smith in one of his jokes in the Oscars, calling out to her, saying, "G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it." While Will Smith can be seen chuckling along with the crowd, Jada can be seen dropping her smile and rolling her eyes. Shortly thereafter, Chris Rock makes Will Smith's sudden approach obvious before Will Smith is able to smack him. Oscar's audio cut out for a brief moment after the interaction, but other feeds caught Smith's unhappy expression as he and Rock were in a loud discussion once Will Smith sat back down. Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry, both friends of Will Smith, managed to cool the King Richard star during the commercial break. Will emotionally apologized in his acceptance of his award for King Richard and later made a public apology on social media. Other actors had high emotions for the night. The movie Coda marked major achievements and triumphs for minorities, winning 3 awards. Also an acronym for Child of Deaf Adults, Coda was a movie remake that recognized life connected to the deaf community, including award winner deaf actor Troy Kotsur. The awards shocked Mexican actor Eugenio Derbez, who was also in the movie. He admitted his shock was because of a low budget for the movie, saying that it was so small that he had to bring in his own outfits to filming. Best Supporting Actress from West Side Story, Ariana DeBose, said that awards highlighting minorities emphasize that there is indeed a place for us. Back to you at the desk.
After a woman went into labor in her vehicle on Saturday, a Charlotte police officer is being praised for helping deliver the baby. Officer M. Brennan was directing the traffic while she was off duty when someone in a vehicle flagged her down. Brennan noticed the woman had gone into labor and immediately began to help with the delivery. After one push, the baby successfully arrived and was placed on the mother's chest for skin-to-skin contact. Officer Brennan said, quote, "I am a mother. I have children too. I am glad I was there at the right time to help," end quote.
And today marks the day that a beloved Greensboro mail carrier delivered her last letter before retiring. Fran Grissom has spent the last 26 years walking 53 miles every week, going door to door delivering mail in the neighborhood that she grew up in. Greensboro's Lindley Park community has cherished Fran for all this time, and as they say, she makes the most of her routes by taking the time to stop and talk to people. Lindley Park resident Stan Dixon said, and I quote, "Fran and her big smile. She's so courteous and personal. That's what I'm going to miss the most," end quote. Although she won't be making the 53-mile walk every week, Fran says she has 3 young grandsons who will keep her busy and active during retirement.
And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching us. Join us next week, same time, same place. For HPU All Access, I'm Reese Allen.
And I'm Reese Harnett. Have a great week, High Point.